Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Chair Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You gotta be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. We're talking about internal pressure, and we're talking about the explosion that goes on inside of us when things aren't going right. So what are some examples of this, Tanner? Like, give a little context. What the heck are we talking about today? So say if you're just at home and you're trying to enjoy yourself, you're trying to relax, you just got off of work. However, I cannot be calm if my house is messy. I cannot be calm if my house is messy. I'm riled up. I can feel it inside me. I can feel it bubbling over, and I'm about to lose my mind. So that's an example. What's another one? I cannot be happy if my golf game is off today. I remember the one time I was golfing and I was playing like shit. And I'm just thinking, man, I suck. This is terrible. I'm no good at this. Like, I should be better. I need to do lessons. And I'm like completely missing the moment. And my friends are just there having a good time, laughing, enjoying themselves. And I'm caught up in my head. Does this sound familiar at all to you? Do you ever do any fun activities? I used to be this way with sports really badly. That's why I gave the golf example. Like when I was playing basketball with my friends, like unless I was draining like every single shot, I'd be like, oh, terrible, terrible shot. Oh, I'm off today. I'm off today. Just like focusing on all the negative things. And it made me feel like I wanted to explode. Or what would really happen is I would do that, and then I'd go do something else, and then I'd go do something else. And then about 9 activities later with this negative state, then as soon as someone insulted me, as soon as something went wrong, my tire went flat on my car, and I had a real outlet or a reason to, bam, I just exploded, felt like crap, miserable, hate myself, all this negative stuff. And what's like a last one I thought was kind of hilarious that I've done before. So one time I forgot potato salad at this cookout, and I got invited to, you needed a dish to pass. I get to the cookout. I drove like an hour to get there, and I just forgot the potato salad. And I couldn't enjoy. I was playing bags, and I was just thinking about this damn potato salad. And I can't help but think, this is the question that we really want to answer today. This is the question that we need to be able to answer in order to have a better day, in order to enjoy our lives. How much time are we losing being pissed off? Genuine question. Is it minutes? Is it hours? Is it days? Is it years? They say if you're stressed consistently, you can actually cause damage to your body. You can actually take on illnesses and diseases from the stress hormone getting so embedded in your body and throughout it that it can literally kill you. So we want to be very careful and ask ourselves, how much time are we losing? What kind of quality of life are we living when we're blowing up on something? And maybe this morning you woke up in a good mood. I usually am in a really good mood in the mornings. And then as the day goes on, I kind of fade a little bit. And I need those reminders because in the second half of the day is when I have a lot of opportunity to hang out with my wonderful, amazing girlfriend. I get to see my family. I get to see my friends. These are the most joyous things in my life that I could ever want or ask for. And it's so easy sometimes to get tripped up in a lot of the bullshit that doesn't actually matter. And then it ruins our ability to enjoy the present moment and do what it is that we want to do. So this is the ultimate question that we got to ask ourselves consistently. How much time are you giving up to being mad? How long are you going to be mad? What is it that's actually making you mad? And then that kind of gets straight to our point of our tip and trick for today is give yourself permission to let go. Give yourself permission to let go that you are not the environment around you. You are not, just because you're not swinging a perfect golf swing doesn't mean you have to have a bad time. So this thing has to be a certain way. When it's not, we live in this gap, this void. Okay, we can draw that picture up there. Nothing but pain and suffering. Mention the art of letting go. Problems, yeah, we're talking about this, problems are only damaging when you give them energy. Stop feeding the monster. Something that I think is important to note and important to mention when we're talking about this internal pressure and we're trying to avoid exploding is problems are only damaging when you give them energy. Your problems are only a problem when you give them energy. Think of the mind. We've talked about Buddhist monks and stuff in this water analogy. When water is shaken up really harsh, the mind is quote unquote agitated. It can be very difficult to see through it. It can be very difficult to see what's going on, be able to make right judgments, or just enjoy the water in general. It's hard to be calm. It's hard to be peaceful, right? And those are joyful states that we're usually trying to aim at. So problems are only damaging when you give them energy. So when you have the next problem that comes up, maybe we can approach it. Maybe we become a little bit of an observer. We take a step back and we're like, whoa, what's really going on with this? Is this just part of this? Or is there something I can do about this? Does this really even matter? In a good way. I think it can be dangerous thinking like, oh, nothing matters, nothing really matters. I think that usually leads to more like a nihilistic attitude towards life. Things do matter, but they just don't have to make you suffer. It's a choice, thankfully, which is great, fantastic news for us, because we can stop feeding the monster. So when you have problems arise, be really careful of giving the wrong problems, the wrong attention, the wrong thoughts in your brain too much energy, because when we give problems energy, that's when we start to truly suffer. Stuck in the void. So what does this really mean? What does this actually look like? Let's go ahead and get our handy dandy chalk. So we have this line. So between where we are at, so this is our ideal state, and let's go ahead. We have the gain, and we have the gap, and this is our ideal state. Ideal state, and this is pain state, and this is the void. So if I want to be in the ideal state and I don't want to be in the pain state, I think it's really easy to get caught in the middle in this void where we start to feel pain. We start to feel, when we believe that things need to be a certain way for us in order to enjoy them, and they're not in that way, I think we fall into this void that is nothing but negative emotion, pain, and suffering. So we got to be careful of negative emotion. Negative emotion, also in the void. So when we get caught in the void, this is when we believe and we start to embody too much with the external environment. I think this can be really tough, and this is why it's continuous trial, practice, practice, practice. It actually takes a lot of practice to be happy. Who would have thought? So we are going through our day, and then we have certain things come up that wouldn't be ideal today. Say if you run into something, because we probably will. If anyone has anything really going on in their life and they're not just sitting in their house with a blanket on top of them, you're going to run into problems. And even that's a huge problem in itself. So no matter what, the problems are inevitable. It's how we and our mental state handle these problems. So if things are going well and they're ideal and we're happy and we're excited, and then something changes and then we fall and we're into this pain state, or we're in the middle, we're caught in the middle and we're in this void state. Oh, it's not bad. It's not truly bad. I'm not tied up, I'm not kidnapped and this and that, but I forgot the potato salad. So you're stuck in the middle. It's like, what are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on the potato salad that you didn't bring and how you're a loser? How could I have done this? Everyone else was doing so great at the party. Or we can choose to live in an ideal state further up the metric. We can be in an ideal state where we completely let go. We give ourselves permission to enjoy ourselves, give ourselves permission to enjoy the moment more often. So again, this show was just a quick little wrap of internal pressure. I think if we let things build up too much, that we're going to get to a point to where we're going to have no choice but to explode. Midlife crises, holding the beach balls down underneath water. You can only do it for so long, and then they shoot up like cannons. So we want to be careful of the internal pressure that we put on ourselves, because it could make us implode and explode. And we don't want that to happen. Be careful of living in this void. Again, the void is when we're stuck in the middle, when we believe that things have to be a certain way or else we can't enjoy them. Not true. And continue to question this thinking. Continue to question how you can continue to improve your state, how you can continue to learn about negative emotion, continue to learn about how you're handling yourself through the day. Check in with yourself. And if you do get mad and if you do get frustrated about something, we have to give ourselves permission to let go. And also, how much time are we losing being pissed off? How much time are we losing being pissed off? I will never run a marathon in 0 minutes and 0 seconds. The goal isn't to never be mad again, to never have a problem again. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that my goal is to enjoy my life as much as possible, because it's all I really have. All I really have is the time. All I really have is the people in my life. All I really have there are these opportunities and experiences. So why would I not try to make the most of them? Because I don't take the time to have the self-awareness to realize a situation is bad. And with this, and it gets better. And I'm really excited because I'm getting better and better at this. For a long time, even doing things like golf, my golf game would be off and I would just be so mad. And I would just ruin my time. I'd ruin my day. And who knows how many days we really get? Who knows how many chances we really get to golf with our friends? How many times do we know that we even get invited to the party to forget the potato salad anyway? And you should clean your house. I think cleaning your house is a great way to just build momentum. Usually people who are organized at home usually have organized lives. But just because one thing is out of place or this and that doesn't mean that we have to completely suffer and be in a really negative state. So being very careful with that. I think it's good practice to just detach from external stuff anyway and kind of take the observer approach. Take a step back out from yourself. So if you were standing across the street, say 100 feet in the air, and you're looking down on yourself, and kind of watching what you're doing, what do you see? How are they handling things? Are they enjoying themselves? What state are they in? So don't be scared to be an observer for yourself, so we can try to really reduce essentially how much time we are losing by being pissed off. I'm tired of losing a lot of my time to being mad. I think life's a little too short to be all riled up. I mean, I'm sure you can really, if you think about it, sometimes that intensity and that built up energy that's just inside us, and it's like, I can't do this. And that's a great opportunity to lean in and really check in with the problems, because again, problems are only damaging when you give them energy. If you pour gasoline on the fire will get bigger. Everyone knows that analogy. It's the same thing with emotions. It's the same thing with problems. And I think we can twist and turn and manipulate and practice in ways that can really set ourselves up for the future, that can help us be the best entrepreneurs we can be, solve more problems, maximize resources, literally the definition of entrepreneurs. Let's do it together. Let's not be too pissed off today. Let's do something kind for somebody. We're big believers in momentum. Let's start the day off right. Let's get going if you're just get going for the day, let's have a great one, and let's do something awesome. Let's give ourselves permission to let go of the bullshit that's not in our control, and focus on what we can control. And never forget, problems are only damaging when you give them energy. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward, to take the right and proper actions to become happier and more productive, guaranteed, or our money back.